Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are playing a game called Hidden Folks. And I just opened the game and this is what it popped up with. So Explorer Garland is fascinated by the tongue of this reptile. And this is just, I guess this is what these are the objects we're looking for. Basically it's like Where's Waldo? You're just looking for people. I will turn down the volume a bit, it's a little loud. And there's also different color modes. So there's like black and white, there's bright white, and then there's sepia. I think I'll use this one just because the bright white is like really bright. Okay, so you can zoom in and you can zoom out. You can't zoom in more than this. So I see this guy. There's the one. Okay, and then we need to find the big snake. Where's the big snake? So this game seems pretty chill. Seems really like there's not really much to talk about, so I'm just gonna go on about my own day, I guess. It's been nice. How's you guys' summer been? If you're watching this, it's almost like end of August. It's mid-August. It's August 18th for me today. It's been pretty good. It's been a pretty good summer. Been just doing my schoolwork. I'm done with all my courses. So now I'm just relaxing, playing this game. I can't believe it. And I can't focus with all these monkeys. These sound effects are ridiculous. Oh my gosh. That's how we're gonna play this game. Okay. So yeah, I've just been like doing work. I work at Chick-fil-A, if you didn't know. I have a vlog channel, so if you haven't seen that, you should check it out because that's where I upload like way more often. I upload every day there. So if you see this video, feel free to check out my vlog channel. It's called Daniken Vlogs. I should hopefully have it linked along with like in the channel section, but I'm not sure. Honestly, I should probably do that. My vlog channel has like way more subscribers than my gaming channel. Okay, let's move on. Oh gosh. Okay, that was just an introduction. Holy moly. Okay. I see that guy. So yeah, I've been working on my Chick-fil-A grind now that I'm done with school. I'm in school to be a teacher, so I'm taking English courses and biology courses just to because I want to do high school teaching, so you need two subjects for that, and so I chose English and biology. And so this summer I've just been doing a lot of English courses. I've been taking writing and literature because we love literature here. And so I've definitely been working on trying to read and write more often. I'm actually reading a book right now called House of Leaves by Marksy Danielewski. I'm gonna turn it down even more, it's still really loud. I've just been reading that book. It's honestly really interesting. If you don't know what House of Leaves is, it's a horror book by, well, I already said it, Mark Danielewski. And the main premise is basically like the inside of the house is bigger than the outside of the house. And it's like really creepy the way they write it, because it's like, it starts off as like, well, how do I explain it? There's like multiple characters. Basically, there's the main character. His name is Johnny Truant, and he like works at a tattoo shop. He's like very just like not like, he's not an educational person is what it seems like, you know, like he's always partying with his friend Lude, I think his name was, and he's just like an F-boy basically. Like he doesn't really care about like his life as much as he should. But one day he had to like move into this old apartment that his friend Lude recommended, and there's this like old guy that was living there. And this old guy, his name was Zampano or something. It's like a Polish name, I think. And basically, this old guy, he was like pretty secluded, living all on his own, not really doing much. He would like feed the cats, and like there'd be like just like a bunch of cats like swarming around his place every morning. But then, like, I think it was like 2 weeks before he died. Like, he dies like pretty early on in the book. Like 2 weeks before he dies, like all of a sudden, like the cats stop coming around. And this Zampano guy was blind as well, which is very important. And so basically, he dies, and then like there's a bunch of like ambulances and police like coming out to like clear the place. Apparently, he just like died of old age because he was pretty old. So they clear the house, clear the body, obviously, and that's that. But then, like, the main character, Johnny Truant, he's like dealing with like these hallucinations, like he's having nightmares, like he's pretty messed up, like he's like going crazy basically. And he's like, I think it's like in the future, so it starts with like an event like far in the future where he's like constantly haunted by nightmares, and no matter what drugs he takes to help, like it still haunts him, right? So this is like foreshadowing basically. And basically Lude and the main character, one day they go into the apartment after it's been cleared out, right? And they see that there's like 4 like divots like where Zampano died, like the old guy, which is weird. Room smelled like pretty sterile, it was pretty empty. But then Johnny Truant, he finds a trunk with like ink on it. It's like splattered with like black paint or something. And a trunk as in like a chest containing stuff. And so then basically he finds this trunk, and there's like a bunch of like documents and papers and a lot of stuff that Zampano wrote. And so then a lot of the book is written from the perspective of those notes and like the stuff that Zampano found and wrote. And so the main story is actually not about Johnny Truant, but rather about the Navidson record, which is like what the book is about, aka like the house that is bigger on the inside than the outside. And the Navidson record in this fictional world, but it's like mimicking reality, it's about like the family, right? So the family, it's like Will Navidson, Karen Navidson, and then they have 2 children, Chad and Daisy. And Navidson is like a photographer, so he's really good with like a camera. He like vlogs, like he has like high 8 cameras that he like places around the new house that they move into. And so they like keep track of everything, like Big Brother style, right? Where it's like all the cameras are on and like in every angle of the house. And so whatever happened at this house is like greatly documented. Like there's like 1 billion documents on this Navidson record, right? And so the book it uses different fonts. Like this is like by far like the most interesting book I've ever read, because it talks from the perspective of Johnny Trent, which is written in the Courier font, but then it also writes in a Times New Roman font when it's from the perspective of Zampano and the stuff that he wrote, which is really, really interesting. And another thing that I found worth mentioning is there's like different versions of the book. So like based on which version you get, there's like different information on it, which I think is crazy. Because like normally like a fictional book, right? It's written, right, one time and then it's like copied, like a bunch, right? But it's the same book, unless it's like remastered or something, you know? And I know it's common for like journals and like articles to have like versions, or like educational books to have versions, right? But this isn't an educational book. It's like a fictional horror story, right? But it's written as if it were like a journal, like a journal entry, like, because all the stuff written by Zampano, it uses like citations, articles, all these like resources, which I'm pretty sure like a lot of them are made up, but it makes it feel really real because like it's written like perfectly, basically. Like it's like it feels realistic almost, which is crazy. And that's what makes it like scary, because it makes it feel like the Davidson record is real almost. And also, I can't find this freaking panda. Where's this panda at? Basically, the like Zampano guy, he writes a lot about this record, right? The Davidson record, and uses a lot of these resources and citations from other people that have also documented this. And another side tangent, I think when I mentioned the editions of the book, there's like different, like you need to get the book in color is what I'm trying to say, because some words are written in color, which I've never seen before. I've never seen a book that requires it to be like colored, because like whenever the word house is written in the book, it's always written in dark blue, or at least like 99% of the time the book always writes the word house in a dark blue, which I find very interesting and also pretty scary to think about. I'm not gonna be able to find this stuff while I'm talking. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna struggle to find this stuff. So basically, like the Davidson record, it starts off with like these like videos, right? But it obviously it describes what's seen in the videos. So I think the very first video they show is like Davidson doing like a 360 around the house on, I think it's on called Ash Tree Lane, and basically he like starts in the living room in the middle of the house. He goes around, like climbs out a window, goes like through the backyard to show the back of the house, and then goes through the window on the other side of the house. And then there's like a door in the north side of the living room. And when he opens the door, it's just like a blank, like a black dark hallway, and it goes like 10 feet forward. But the thing is, it's not possible for there to be a 10-foot long hallway on the back side of the house, because on the back side of the house is the backyard. So it wouldn't be physically possible for this hallway to exist. But yet when he does the 360 around the house, there's no hallway that you can see from the outside. It's only like visible from the inside. And that's like, oh my gosh, that's so creepy. And so then it goes like into depth about all these like tangents and side tangents, and just like the way the book is written, I've never seen anything written like that before. There he is. Bling. Oh yeah, let's take a walk to the next area. How'd that walking foot get across? Okay. So, what am I trying to do here? Trying to get this guy to walk across? Alright, there you go. Careful of the snake, bear. Okay, we're fine. So, oh my gosh, I can't focus with all these freaking birds. What is this game, bro? This was the worst game to choose for doing live commentary. I did not expect that all these sounds would sound like this. My bad, guys. I did not expect them to all be made by human vocals. So yeah, basically what I was trying to get at, the book, there's like a lot of really interesting side tangents and just like non-chronological storytelling, which is very interesting. So, okay, this is much nicer.
Ew.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy.
Hello. Bling.
What is this thing? Hairbrush. So yeah, like a lot of the times when the dialogue switches from Johnny to Zampano, sometimes it just straight up like stops like mid-sentence. Like it would be talking about something that Zampano wrote, when then all of a sudden it just stops mid-sentence, and then it's and then the other character Johnny starts writing, and I'm just like, what the heck? Why would you do that? So then you read through everything Johnny has to say, and then it just continues on from what Zampano wrote, like nothing happened. And I'm just like, okay, that's really weird. Why would you do that? But it makes it more interesting, not gonna lie, because you have to really like actually focus on what the characters are writing. And I've never had to like backtrack before when it comes to stuff like that. So it's really interesting. And especially with like the way that it's written as like a scientific article almost, with like the use of footnotes and like citations, it uses those aspects to emphasize the horror. Because like this book breaks the fourth wall so many times. Like not only does this book use first person and third person, but it also uses second person. So, you know, like referring as to like you, me, I, like it directly refers to the reader sometimes. And it's crazy, man. Like it is scary. Because like it comes out of nowhere and you just like don't expect it sometimes. There it is. And like it's just like crazy to me. Like that a book can just like do that out of nowhere. To me, like it feels just like it feels crazy, you know what I mean? And like I've never read a book this like complex in terms of like a meta narrative. A lot of the books I read are pretty like, I guess, simple in comparison. So having a book like this is really interesting because, first of all, it's not a book I have to read for class, so I'm actually motivated to read it. And I find the topic really interesting because it's like, who would think that the inside of their house would be larger than the outside? And it's so crazy because it starts off with like, first there's like a new hallway connecting the two rooms between the master bedroom and the kids' room. And then they're like, okay, we must have missed it somehow, because it was in the blueprints, but somehow like it didn't like we didn't notice it until just now, and somehow the cameras didn't notice, as if like the footage was gone. And then they measure like using like laser precision tools and all this stuff to like make sure that the inside of the house is smaller than the outside of the house, because it wouldn't make physical sense for the inside of the house to be longer, right? Like, that's absurd. But then they look and it's like a quarter of an inch longer on the inside than the outside. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then Davidson's brother comes over, Tom. He works in like construction or something, and then he goes to measure, and then he's like, actually, no, you mismeasured, bro. It's actually 5/16 longer. And I'm like, hold on, does that mean that it's growing? Either he was right, he mismeasured, or that hallway grew 1/16 of an inch, like overnight, which is crazy to think about. And so then a lot of the book talks about like the mental like dynamics between Davidson and Karen, his wife, and how like they think about like the children and stuff, dealing with like this hallway and stuff. And these researchers who are also covering the Davidson record, right? They're like evaluating this story alongside with us, which I find really interesting. I've never like read a book like that, and it's just so interesting. I want to keep talking about it, but I feel like I'm ranting, but I guess I have nothing better to talk about, so I'll keep talking about this. So, I mean, and it's my channel, no one's gonna watch this, so I can talk about whatever. But yeah, I want to keep reading this book because it's like, it's genuinely so interesting. And I feel like it's good for me too, because like it's mentally stimulating to read, you know what I mean? And I find it like fun to analyze and like theorize on like specific little aspects of the book. And I don't know, it's so fun to have a book like that, you know? Kind of reminds me of like kind of like what are they? ARGs? Like alternate reality games, where like a developer puts in a little secret in their game for like the gamers to analyze. And I'm like, it feels kind of like the same way where I'm like, I want to do like external research on this book, just like figure out stuff. And I have no doubt that there's like a billion secrets hiding within this book. But this book is like 700 pages long, so I'm like I don't think I'll be able to read all that anytime soon, so. But I'm working my way through it. I think I'm like up to 100 pages in the. I'm reading it online on a PDF. So in reality, I'm only like 50 pages in. But on the PDF, I'm like 100 pages in, because there's like an introduction and all that stuff, you know. And I don't know, I'm just obsessed with this book. I love it so much. This is probably gonna be my favorite book of all time by the time I finish it, because that's just like the trajectory I'm getting, like in terms of vibes. It just seems like that kind of book. Not to mention it's like genuinely scary at some points. Not in like a gory way. It's not gore, right? It's not gore horror, right? It's most definitely like psychological horror, for sure. And that's my type of shit, you know? That's my type of horror. I love psychological horror. As someone who, you know, wants to write a horror book, like, this is giving me some good ideas. It's really inspirational, for sure. Because like I've been having so many thoughts about like what kind of book I want to write, because I'm an English student at the moment, right? But I want to write, I want to read, I want to do something meaningful with my life, so I want to try and do something cool, like write a book or something. And I mean, I already have these 2 YouTube channels, right? This gaming channel and my vlog channel. But do I expect myself to become like the next big YouTuber? Not really. Not really, no. I could, maybe, if I put in enough work and effort, but I'm not in a position right now to really focus on YouTube, so that's why I'm just doing it for fun, you know? Just to chill, not really expecting anyone to watch. But I definitely want to read more often and write more often, for sure. Just because I feel like, as a gamer, I've been gaming for a while, you know, since a wee little lad. But I wanna develop my writing skills and my reading skills. You know, do something more than just gaming, which is ironic considering I'm gaming kind of right now. So, lol. But okay, there should definitely be a beekeeper here next to the bees. You would think. Where are you? Oh, here he is. Bling. Bling. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. This is gonna be a shitty YouTube video, I can just tell. But it's okay. I don't really expect people to watch this. I'm just doing it for fun. And so I can talk out my thoughts. Although I already do that a lot on my vlog channel, so I guess it's a reason. I guess that's kind of sucks. I don't really find a reason to upload to this channel because I'm already uploading daily on my vlog channel, so it's kind of hard to talk about stuff on this channel that's like not gaming related, because I already talk about everything on my vlog channel. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, so that's what I'm doing now. So I'm like a little fun fact about me. I'm kind of a little bit of a D&D nerd. Shut up. I like to DM sometimes for just like one shots. Nothing serious. I haven't DM'd in a while though, but I still enjoy like D&D and I guess to some extent role playing. So a lot of the times I'm always thinking of like what I can write for like a gaming context, and that mainly for me comes through an RPG system called Dread. So if you don't know what the Dread roleplay game system is, it's basically like D&D but with Jenga, and it's horror story oriented. So basically the way it works is like you have a DM, obviously, who tells the story, but then you have your characters. You have like 3, 4, however many people are playing, and each character has their own backstory, obviously. But instead of rolling a die or having like a character sheet that determines your skills and abilities, instead you have a questionnaire where the DM asks you a couple questions about your character so they can learn more about your character. That develops their strengths and weaknesses. And then in the game, instead of rolling a die, if you want to do something that doesn't have a 100% chance of success, you have to pull a block from the Jenga tower. And if the tower falls, your character dies. And so by the end of like a 4-hour session, like there's a good chance someone's gonna die, right? Especially if you're doing a lot of risky maneuvers in the game, which the DM will force you to do. Although I kind of suck at forcing character deaths in the Dread RPG system, because I don't want my players' characters to die, even though that's kind of like the point. I just kind of like focusing on the story, but like there's always like one or two characters that usually die. I've only done 2 RPG games, so not a lot, right? But I think in the first one I ran 2 characters died. The second one I ran only 1 character died, which I guess isn't the greatest, but I guess it's more of an emphasis on the story, right? So yeah, so like basically if a character wants to do something, it doesn't have a chance to succeed. Like if they want to like heal a wound or something and they don't want to like make it painful, or they don't want to scream, then you have to pull a block. And you can also like sacrifice your character. You can do something called like a heroic sacrifice, where basically you can choose to sacrifice your character, but whatever you sacrifice your character for, you automatically succeed with whatever it is you were trying to do. So like you sacrifice your character and you succeed in pulling a lever, or like ejecting the monster into space or something, you know, something like that, where like your character dies but you succeed in whatever it is you were trying to do, which is a really cool feature, I think, personally. So for my first Dread RPG, I did Iron Lung, which if you don't know the game Iron Lung, it's basically like, well, it was a first person horror game released, oh gosh, like 5 years ago, I think, at this point. Oh my gosh, no way. I feel like it was more recent, surely. Maybe 2022. I don't know when Iron Lung was released, but it was like a short horror game. Main premise was like you're a prisoner in a submarine, and you're being submerged into an ocean of blood on a moon. I know, that sounds crazy, right? But that's what happens. You're basically sent off to this death mission to take pictures under the blood ocean of this moon. And apparently there's like other moons that have blood oceans, and apparently it's like human blood or something, because like a bunch of like literally every planet in the universe just like vanished one day out of nowhere, and so basically only people in spaceships were the only people left in the world or in the universe. So they had very limited resources, and so they're just like, okay, we gotta figure out what the heck is going on. So they send this prisoner, you, the main character, into Blood Ocean to take pictures. And you take pictures of like bones and like creepy stuff, and then eventually you take a picture of like a sea fish monster, and then the game ends with like a jump scare death where like the monster like pierces through the submarine and kills you. So I did my RPG based off of that story. So I had my players create some characters. In the original game, there's only one person in the submarine, so I had to change it a bit to make it feasible for there to be like multiple players. And I didn't follow the game like to a T. I obviously used a lot of inspiration from the game, but I did change things. I like included like other monsters and stuff that would better fit what I was trying to do. So like I would allow them to like leave the submarine with with these like swimsuits, but they could only be out there for so long. So like, and I would have them like basically gather like artifacts or retrieve stuff for like evidence or whatever, in addition to taking pictures. Because like in the game, you can't see anything from inside the submarine. The only way to see outside, like where you're going, is through the map and coordinates and pictures from the front of the submarine. So a lot of the horror is hidden, right? And it relies a lot on just like the atmosphere, the presence, the feeling that you're being watched by a monster. And I don't know, I really liked that idea. So I tried to play around with that. I created a monster that I codenamed like the Hello Monster, where I would just like say like hello, like really quietly sometimes, and then they'd be like, oh my gosh, there's something outside the submarine saying hello. And it was so fun and so creepy. I brought like a little lamp lights like enhance the atmosphere. So I turned all the lights off except for the lamp light, which I covered with like a plastic bag, so it wasn't as like piercingly like fluorescent bright. So it was just like a light hum of light. And then I also had a red paper bag, or not a red paper bag, a red plastic bag, so that when shit got real and the submarine started to fill with blood, I would put on the red plastic bag, and so then the light would just be red, and that's all they would see, just like a red light over the Jenga tower. And then I had music from the game as well playing from my laptop as I was like, talking about what was going on. And that was one of my finest moments, honestly. I had so much fun doing that, and I was so proud of myself. And my players really enjoyed that experience. I gave them some pretty interesting options, gave them a lot of freedom for what I wanted the characters to be. They did kind of make their prisoners a little too innocent, in my opinion, except for one. So a lot of the time it just felt like innocent people getting murdered for no reason. But honestly, that kind of fits with the story, right? You're kind of sent on a death mission. It doesn't really care, and the scientists don't really care about who you are. So that was a pretty fun experience. That was in my, oh my gosh, was that in my first year of university? That was crazy. That was so long ago. But yeah, and then I did one more the next year after that, where instead of basing it off a video game, I based it off of animation on YouTube called Pleasant Inn. So if you search Pleasant Inn on Google, or on YouTube, I mean, you'll see the animation that I'm talking about. It's like pretty short. It's like 8 minutes or something, but oh my gosh, it is such a good video. You have to watch it. Corey Kenshin did a reaction to that video in like one of his Super Scary Sundays, so check it out for sure if you like horror. And there's so much good horror out there. Like, I really need to take more inspiration from that. That is really interesting. Like, there's so much you can do with horror, and I don't know, it fascinates me. I don't know why, I just really like horror. Also, I'm struggling to find these objects, guys. I'm so sorry. I haven't been on this screen for a while. Where the heck is this? Where is the black? Why is it a hole chewing on some Snatch Tweet? Where is this hole? What hole are you talking about? Is it this one? No. Oh, there's a white bunny. Where's the black bunny? I gotta lock in for a bit or else I can never find these objects. So yeah, basically I made my second Dread RPG based off that YouTube video. I had to modify it a lot because the original video has like no names for characters, nothing, like a very pretty linear storyline. So I had to, yeah. Oh my gosh, there's a dead body here. Who died? Oh gosh. So I had to like add a lot of characters, had to like a whole new made up story for those like 4 hours, right, of gameplay. And it took a lot of time and effort, but honestly I had so much fun writing it. It was so cool, and the music in that was amazing as well. I even got permission from the person who made the music. I DM'd them on Twitter, asking like, hey, can I get the track that you used for this video? Because in the YouTube video there's like sound effects of like the monster and like all like the stuff happening in the video that goes above the music, and so I couldn't find just the music on YouTube. So I DM'd the creator and I was like, hey, can I get the soundtrack that you used for this video. You can't find it anywhere online." And he was like, "Oh yeah, sure. I'm glad you enjoyed the music." And so he just gave me the file for free, with the promise that I wouldn't, like re-upload it or use it for financial reasons. And obviously it didn't. I just used it. Like I don't think I even used it in the actual game, because the audio is timed to what happens in the video. But it was still nice to hear the music just without any sound effects, because it gave me inspiration to like work on the game. So yeah, that was really nice of him to do that. Where the heck is this person? Classy Jesse, where are you? I've been trying to find this person for ages now. I cannot for the life of me find this person. Where the heck are you? Okay, I found that somehow, just out of nowhere. It's good to read the descriptions. Those do help a lot, actually. So I basically just had a lot of time recently. Not really much going on in my life at the moment. I'm done with school, so I want to get back into writing. And I want to get back into reading, obviously. I'm reading House of Leaves, as I mentioned. But the thing is, I'm just like, what do I do writing-wise? I find it so difficult to write. For the longest time, like a year ago, I think it was, I started writing a fantasy book. And this was, it was just for fun. I was planning on publishing it. I think I got like 20 pages in. Which I guess is impressive. I tried to do, I think it was 500 words a day or 250 words a day. And I wasn't able to do that for long. I think I did that for like a month at most, which was still enough for me to get like 5,000 words, I think, or something along those lines. But I just had no direction, right? I didn't know what was going on in my story. I was just like writing without any expectations, not really knowing what my end goal was, right? Total. Okay. But now I need to I've had so many ideas this past year of just like, what do I want to write? Oh my gosh, there's the banana. Bling! Like there's so many potential ideas I can think of, but I'm just like, what do I want to commit to, man? It's so difficult. And then sometimes I get these bursts of inspiration and I write something for a good little bit, but then once I stop writing, it's all gone, and then I can't think of anything else because I don't have a long-term plan for what I want to write. So now I'm doubting myself, do I even want to write something? Can I even write something? Am I good enough at writing something? Which, I mean, there's validity to that. Not everyone is meant to be a writer, but I think if I put enough time and effort into it, I certainly can be a writer. And I want to write something. That's one of my goals, okay? I want to write a book at least in my lifetime, just for funsies, because I feel like that'd be a cool goal to have. I sometimes talk to people and I'm just like, okay, well, what do you want to do in life? And then they mention their job, and I'm like, okay, but what else? Do you have any other goals, aspirations in your life? And a lot of the times people are just no, just want to work, get married, have kids. Which, I mean, that's all fine. That's totally okay. But for me, that's I don't really want kids, to be honest. And I'm not really I mean, obviously, I want to like be in a relationship at some point, or maybe get married. But like, it's important to also have like your own individual goals, right? That are not reliant on someone else. I think that's just a me thing. But so for me, I've been really trying to like focus on improving myself. Developing my own skills, my own interests, and my own habits. Where the heck is this rabbit? Where are you? I feel like I've looked everywhere at this point. Am I crazy? What have I not looked at, bro? I think I've been everywhere in this fucking map. Oh, and I still haven't found this person. Oh my gosh. So, where was I? Yes, my writing. I think it's crazy that some people just don't really have any goals in life once they're like... Wait, I swear I clicked on you. What? Anyways, I think it's crazy that some people just don't have like any long-term goals in life other than getting a job or getting married, which I guess is, maybe I'm in the wrong here for saying that it's not valid, but I mean, I feel like people should have something not relating to someone else in terms of their personal goals. I mean, getting a job is definitely a good goal to have, like one that's sustainable and all that. But for me personally, I want to be a writer. I want to write something. That's all. That's what I'm trying to get to. Sorry if I offended anyone with that. Wait. Oh no, I thought that was the mushroom. About to be discovered by a hog. Where's the hog? Where are the hog at? I think I remember seeing a hog somewhere, but where? Probably something else like dig that or some shit. Dude, this is giving me like Where's Waldo flashbacks. I spend ages looking at the page and I'm just like going insane. Like, he's not there. Where the heck is he? Okay. You want me to find this little ass truffle on this map? Like, dog, what the heck, man? How am I supposed to find it on this? This is gonna be impossible, bro. I feel like I've clicked on every freaking hole there is. What have I not seen? Dude, am I gonna go insane? I just want to finish this screen. I've been to this campsite. Been here. I've seen this crocodile a billion times. Been into this corner a billion times. Wait. I just heard that. Was that the hog? Who made that sound? Wait. Oh my gosh, there it is. Those are not hogs, those are pigs. Jeez, that took so long. I'm so sorry, guys. To whoever's watching, I'm so sorry. Then it gives you like a nice little map like this. Nothing crazy.
Ew.
Ew. You may see this rare flower.
Hey.
Hey. Oh, you can zoom out a lot. What the heck? Oh, is it not here? Am I bouncing? Oh. There we go. More farming. I see. So it gives you like a small map and then a big map and then a small map and a big map. Honestly, I think I'm gonna end it here. I think I've gotten the gist of this game. This game is pretty chill. It's nothing crazy, but yeah, I'm not gonna spend any more time on this game. If you guys enjoyed my little rant, please be sure to leave a like and maybe a comment or subscribe. I don't really care, but if you want to, feel free. Fuck it, you can even dislike if you want. Any intention is interesting to me, but I don't really care. Whatever you do, so yeah, that's about it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you all in the next video. See ya.